Hey guys, I'm Rogut, and this is my rant. We believe in the diversity of thought on this channel, especially on this video. You know why? Something I don't talk a lot about on this channel is cancel culture, SJWs, get woke, go broke, all of this type of stuff, like canceling, silly things and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about my opinions about that type of stuff in this video and why it's forever on the back burner in my brain or my life or social media. So if you like content like this, if you like finance related topics, or if you like these like unscripted rants and stuff like that, I really appreciate you guys watching. I would love to hear what you have to say, so comment down below, tell me what you think about this type of stuff. And so let's get right into it. So I've been seeing a lot of silly stuff lately online. I've been seeing Pepe Le Pew getting canceled, and because it's it was described as being like women's rights, or being very aggressive with women and stuff like that. But the whole joke behind it was that he's a skunk and he smells, and that's why the cat didn't want to be with him, because he was a skunk. And then and one time he put perfume on, and she was like, oh wow, I'll spend time with you now. So that's really silly. And when it comes to people getting very offended very easily, Twitch recently came out with you can't use blind playthrough anymore because you can offend blind people. When all the term means is just like someone going into the playthrough like blind, like they've never done it before, so they don't know what to expect. So you get like a cool reaction. Um, you know, and in terms of like racism and stuff like that, yes, it does exist. I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist, but people are held so accountable for what they say, and any little slip up that you can get canceled or ostracized, and really made an example of, and you can't recover from it. And a lot of people make the fatal mistake of heavily apologizing for being human, or making a mistake, or having an opinion. And again, like this is what this video is about. And then there's this whole crowd where there's like social justice warriors who will defend anybody for anything, and people get so easily offended, and they have to go on social media and really vent their frustrations. And then we can relate this to politics as well. I mean, everyone has their 2 cents to throw in about politics, and I do as well. But when it all comes down to it, it doesn't matter, because are you a politician? Odds are you're not. I'm not a politician, so we have all these comments and these thoughts, and like how righteous we can all be, and like how one side's better than the other, and if you're a fence sitter, then you don't choose a side, and you're worth less. And I'm not in politics, so I follow the news, and it's interesting to me, but I'm not an expert when it comes to this type of stuff, and I don't let it dictate you know my feelings about other people, because everyone's allowed to have an opinion. Everyone is allowed to think the way they want to think. And if I think about one topic on the right side, and then there's someone on the left side and stuff like that, that doesn't make me think of anything less of them as a person. If anything, it makes them more of a person, because the diversity of thought, I talk about that all the time on this channel. And then when it comes to like canceling people, it's just so unfortunate, because you can't, us as human beings, we're not allowed to make mistakes anymore. And if you don't put enough women in your media, or if you don't put enough of a certain race in your media, like movies, video games, you know and stuff like that, and people, and then when it comes to comedy too, like you know like recently when they were trying to cancel Bill Burr for a slip up that he made when he was announcing some awards. Like, I think that's just silly. Like, everyone makes mistakes in terms of, in like podcasts. Like, people have a lot of freedom in what they can say in podcasts, and that's important too. But people are just so offended easily these days. Comedy could become a dying breed, and that's unfortunate, because I love comedy. I mean, I like to think I'm kind of a funny guy. I'm opinionated just like the next person. So, all of that being said, I know that was all over the place, but I do have a point. There's a lot of noise out there, and I see it, I watch it from time to time, but I don't let it consume me. Very rarely will you see me talking on Twitter about politics, talking on Twitter about canceling or racism or or like feminism or sexism or whatever people want to be mad about. Like get woke, go broke. Like be so woke that you can damage your brand. You know, I'm kind of like an observer. I don't talk about this stuff too much because I just think it's silly. I think that people, they focus too much about it, and it consumes their lives, and it really makes you're adding fuel to the fire. You're adding more hate to hate. It's basically like trying to fight fire with fire. Like, do you want to use a fire extinguisher to put something out, or do you want to, basically be like, oh well, let's just pour gasoline on it? That's basically what all of this is that I'm talking about. Like you're only adding to the problem. You getting into a heated political argument online, flexing your muscles, like being a keyboard warrior, like. What are you getting out of that? Like, do you have like a sense of like righteousness and like, oh well, my opinion is right, no opinion is right, no opinion is wrong? It's ridiculous, and that's why I separate myself. I'm an observer, and I don't comment. Like 99% of the time, I don't say anything because I will only be adding more fuel to this dumpster fire that is modern thought on the internet, and that's what I wanted to say about it, and I'd be more than happy to discuss more in-depth thoughts about some of the topics that I discussed in this video. So if you're interested to hear it, I would love to make different videos about it moving forward. But something you won't see me do is go on Twitter and start an argument or put my 2 cents in. And one more thing before I want to end this video is that. Recently, the royal family, like Harry and Meghan Markle or whatever, I don't know the exact number, so don't quote me on this, but it's like they were on Oprah complaining that they have like 25 million or 25 billion in assets and they lost the family, and all the family drama and oh boo-hoo, woe is me, my life is so hard. Is like, yeah, well, there's so many other people in this country who, they're not eating tonight, or they're sleeping in a tent, or they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they have to figure out like, oh, should I pay the rent this month or should I go grocery shopping for my family? There's a lot of people hurting right now, and to you, for someone watching that, it's like, oh yeah, there was like this meme, like Oprah sitting on a mountain of cash, and then those two people, and those two, I really despise them, and I any news that comes out about them is irrelevant in my opinion. It's just irrelevant, and. Looking at that, there was a meme about them sitting on piles of cash. It's like, oh, having a lot of money is hard, and then Oprah's like sitting on there, and like I can relate. It was an hilarious meme. So that's it. So if you like content like this, I want you to hit that like button. And if you didn't like the content, if you didn't like my face, my topics, or my opinions about this, or definitely my shirt, just remember to smash that dislike button. It gives me a chance to improve, make better content, make more content, and then just get better overall with what I'm doing. Alright guys, if you want to see more crazy videos from this crazy guy, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And that notification bell down there. It might work, it might not, but you could get notified. Alright guys, have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next time.